this ink here, and you just pop off the little rubber part, and this is like a little needle that you can like draw with. It's cute. I think if I were to do it again, I would maybe kind of try and get it higher on the finger. Okay, I did not have consistent thickness when I put the ink on, but you know, it's okay.
This is Jen ASMR unboxing. Subscribe before you fall asleep.
Hi there. This evening I am going to show you how I got along with the Momentary Ink Freehand ink. You can probably already tell I tried it on my fingers, my hands, all over my arm. I went like all out to try and test different areas and different types of things you could do. So if you haven't seen, I did a little unboxing of this stuff. If you want to know what all I got, then I did a semi-permanent finger tattoo video also, and this is the third part, so it's the freehand ink that we're going to be focusing on today. I'll leave the other videos in the description. Okay, so Momentary Ink Black, and we have two little cards here. That's a little spoiler to what I decided to do with it. Okay, so you just have this ink here, and you just pop off the little rubber part, and this is like a little needle that you can like draw with. Everything that I'm going to be talking about I filmed, so I'll just overlay that footage like in the last video. So as you can already see on my hands, I decided to do little dots on each like part of my fingers. Not the thumbs, just on the fingers. I just wanted to see, I don't know, I wanted to put something simple where I could see an effect, if you know what I mean. It only lasts for like 1 or 2 weeks. I'm working from home, so I didn't really like worry too much about what it was going to look like or anything. I just wanted to test it, and to be honest, it was more of an afterthought. All the stuff on my hands was more of an afterthought. What is on my arm is what I actually planned to do with this freehand ink. But just to show you, I just did dots, and on my left hand it was perfectly fine, no problems, and on my right hand I did have a little trouble because this one got wiped away, and because it doesn't mark your skin straight away, it needs time to develop. When I put it back, I put it back in a slightly different space, and I've got like 1, 2 little dots, one that's kind of not very developed and another. So yeah, so that is the only problem that I had with the finger dots. And then on this finger I decided to do dots all down the finger, and I actually quite like it. It's cute. I think if I were to do it again, I would maybe kind of try and get it higher on the finger, just like, because it's you know, could have been just slightly higher. I would have liked it more, but it's fine. It looks pretty good. On my thumb I went for the finger tat stencil, the one I had on this finger last time. It bled a little because I did it last and I wasn't paying much attention. I was watching a Bill Burr comedy special, and I think I just didn't stick it down right, and it kind of moved and stuff. So, but even with this slight bleeding, it's still fine, you know, as like a altogether thing. And on this side, I put that little branch that I really liked from the last time on this side. Hold on, it's not focusing. Yeah, I put it on this side. I had it here last time and it was really cute. It was my favorite one. So I put it on this side just to have something more on this right hand side. So yeah, that is what I decided to freehand-ish, because these are stencils, on my hand. So just some dots, really. So I decided to do a Harry Potter freehand thing, tattoo. I decided to go for the dark mark, the Harry Potter dark mark, and I tried to do this stencil thing where you draw on transfer paper, you like draw on the back, and then you put deodorant on your arm, and then you stick it down, and then when you peel it off, normally like it stays, like you have like a light graphite thing left on your arm. I did it very, very quickly, not using the correct tools, probably not the right kind of deodorant, and probably not the right kind of paper. I just grabbed what I had, so I just kind of drew the dark mark, and as you can see in the footage, it left 0 marks on my arm, so I had to do a freehand drawing with a pen first and then go in with the ink. So it's maybe a little less professional, but hey, it's freehanding, so I did it freehand. It's good. So I'm just gonna show you the footage of me drawing and redrawing and redrawing the dark mark on my arm. It's actually quite difficult because it's kind of upside down, because the skull part is up at the top of the arm, so I'm kind of drawing it upside down. It's a bit strange. So I'll just read this card while you watch that little time lapse. Okay, so clean and dry skin. That was easy. Put on glove. If you saw the haul, you'll know that there were no gloves in this package, but that was just a question of availability with everything that's going on at the moment. Other people need gloves, more importantly, so it wasn't a problem. I didn't use any gloves for everything I did, and I didn't have any patches or problems. Okay, draw your masterpiece with consistent thickness. Okay, I did not have consistent thickness when I put the ink on, but you know, it's okay. Let it sit about 1 hour, no touch. I let it sit for about 2. I tried to, probably like 1.5, 2 hours. Wash away with soap and water. Give it 12 to 24 hours to fully darken. They're all fully darkened. Tips: refrigerate for 30 minutes before applying for crisper lines. I did actually put it in the fridge this time. I didn't notice a difference though, because I didn't do freehand the first time. I just did stencil, so I don't know what difference it made, but it took me a while, so I don't know if the refrigerated effect was like throughout. So be careful, wear your glove, and keep track of what the ink touches. The only thing the ink touched, like without, you know, I didn't mean it to, was my sleeve. I purposely wore a black top so that it wouldn't be a problem. It was like a black long sleeve pajama top thing that I had, so it wasn't a problem. Practice your design with a skin safe marker before applying ink. You can then trace over it. That is exactly what I did. But I'm thinking I probably should have done something a bit more like solid and simple, if you know what I mean, like shapes or something. I don't know. I still have a lot of ink left. You can see that literally only used that much, so I'm going to be doing more in the future. Maybe you'll see them on my hands too. Add shading by spreading the ink thinner with bottle tip, gloved finger or paintbrush, etc. I actually did this on the dark mark to try and like have some shading. It kind of worked. Kind of. You'll see. So allergy info: test a small patch of skin and wait 24 hours before fully applying. I didn't do that the first time either. I mean, it's fine. Allergic reactions can occur on very sensitive, broken or irritated skin. Do not use on face. Do not expose to high temperatures. Okay. It has the ingredients. Looks very natural. Okay. I wonder if this is exactly the same as henna tattoos, you know, the kind of more browner sepia colored ones. So, there's probably still a lot of footage of me applying the ink and things, so I'm just going to read this little how-to while you're watching it. Dots. Pinch bottle gently to let out a small amount of ink, release grip and pull bottle up and down above dot to break ink string. That's what I did for all my little dots on my fingers. It worked really easily. Lines. Pinch bottle gently and let out a small amount of ink, release grip and double back ink string over top existing line. Oh, I didn't do that. Maybe that's what I should have done. Because there are some lines that are kind of not as dark as I would have liked in some parts. That's probably why. Okay. Anyway, it's not my last time. Shading. Spread ink via brush, Q-tip, or end of bottle. The more ink used, the darker the shade. Transfer design. Slide design under parchment or thermal transfer paper. Trace design. Place design onto skin over top water, deodorant, or fancy transfer gel. I tried to do that, it didn't work. But I literally like YouTubed it like a few minutes before filming. It wasn't like a plan. I just tried it just before. Okay, so it was really fun to do, and I had to like properly sketch it onto my arm. So let me just show you what it looks like now. I did it last night, so it's a full 24 hours. So here is my dark mark. I kind of like it. I mean, it's not perfect. Let me show you the reference drawing. So I mean, it's quite close to the reference drawing. It's not so bad. Even the reference drawing is not perfect, but yeah, I don't know, I'm kind of happy with it. I did some, you can see some shading. It's like, hold on, I'll bring it up to the camera. So yeah, you can see I have the skull. I quite like how the eyes turned out. That was fine. And then we have the, I think that there's this like weird bump under its throat, under the snake's throat, and the fangs don't really stick out very much. I think it's a bit precise for this. And then the snake coming up and around and up around the neck. So yeah. So there we go. It's quite cute. I like it. I can call Voldemort now if I want to, but I probably won't. I think maybe it would have looked better smaller. It's pretty big, but I don't think I would have been able to control the ink with a smaller image, so it's not so bad. So yeah, so I did this one, and once I'd finished with this one, I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't stop, let's just keep going. And then I obviously came around to the hands and stuff, but beforehand I tried a kind of, I would say, more henna-like style. It's not like traditional henna looking, but I just kind of made it up as I went along, so it's kind of weird looking, but you know, it's fine. It's on my arm, nobody needs to see it. So yeah, I'd started like with just a line to have like sort of like, it would be like a cuff sort of bracelet type thing, you know, it's like not on the wrist, but it's not like way up. And then I did like a little, I tried to do this little, you know, they have a lot of things like little flower petals and stuff, but the ink was just a little too squelchy to be precise with that, so maybe it was just like too warmed up at that point. But I quite like these little starbursty things that came out like that, and they trail off. It's cool. I don't like the middle part. I tried to do like a twirly whirly kind of thing, it didn't work out. And then here I was just gonna do a circle, it was gonna be maybe a moon, and then it was like not the right shape. And then it turned kind of into more of a hot air balloon. So I'm liking the hot air balloon style to it. Yeah, it's not so bad for a first try. I maybe should have looked at some like reference photos to do something with this, but it's fine, it'll be there for 2 weeks and then I can try again. So, what do you guys think? Have you guys ever tried this kind of stuff? It's actually really easy to use. I really like it. So that's what I did with my freehand ink from Momentary Ink that they kindly sent me. There is a link in the description for a 30% off code. If you're interested, it's actually not that expensive in the first place, so that plus the 30% off is pretty good. I would definitely advise you guys to go and try it out. If you're uncomfortable with the freehand part of it, the stencils are extremely easy. Extremely easy. So just make sure you stick it down properly the first time. Otherwise it's just like, it's child's play basically. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you found it relaxing, a little interesting, and you were happy to see my cool dark mark. Such a cheesy tattoo, isn't it? I wish I would have been able to make it just a little smaller. If I try again, I don't know if I would like spend the time to do a dark mark again. I think I would like, I don't know, I would try and do something a little more either abstract, like maybe actually really going really into the shading and stuff, or like a bit more organic, you know, or do something a bit more block colors, you know. I don't know. Should maybe try and look up some references or do some doodling beforehand next time. Okay, quite like tracing the snake. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's quite addictive to trace the snake though. So, wherever you are in the world. Whatever is happening, I hope you're good and safe. I hope